Hey guys, I'm back with another candle review, and this time around it's for the 14.5 ounce 3-wick Bridgerton Study candle from Bath & Body Works, part of the upcoming Bridgerton collaboration. This candle is indeed $29.95, comes with the gold embossed lid and the wraparound label as you see there, which fits just beautifully well with the aesthetic that I have going on with the tray and everything, so I'm totally loving that. The notes on this read smooth amber, oak wood, and dried orchids. So yeah, interesting. Like initially you might think this is just some kind of like boring cologne fragrance, but it's not. There's a little bit more going on. I would say the amber is quite prominent in this. Definitely a very sweet and spicy amber. There's like almost like a juiciness to the amber, but it's actually quite spicy as well. I would classify amber as almost like this kind of exotic, warm, spicy. Even gives sort of like the exotic quality of it. Almost gives it that sort of like ancient antique type of feel that you might associate with like a study or like a Royal English, Bridgerton study, so to speak. It definitely gives it that type of vibe. If you smell amber from, I think like the men's amber that they've had before, as well as like the sensual amber, sparkling amber, definitely in that type of realm of amber fragrance. Quite spicy actually. And the spiciness actually is very reminiscent of like even like a holiday fragrance. It just reminds me a whole lot of like a sort of like an antique Yuletide English Christmas type of feel is very much captured in this because there is like a warmth and a spiciness to it, and then mixed with that quote unquote oak wood and the woodsy notes kind of evokes the woodsiness that you get in a lot of like your Christmas tree type of fragrances. Think of like blue spruce and spice. I think it even had a leading note as amber in there, and then blue spruce and spice obviously indicates spice as well as spruce, which is a wood note. So it's not exactly blue spruce and spice, but think of that type of like classic like Yuletide holiday fragrance. It's kind of in that realm. But then they take it a little bit further and give it just this hint of this almost like powdery quality to it from the quote unquote dried orchids that gives it a little bit of a floral essence that it takes it away enough from being a obvious like amber heavy, it's just like men's masculine cologne fragrance. There's something a little bit more going on with that sort of powdery dried orchids floral note that it gives it a little bit of a sophistication, and so it's not fully cologne but it's not fully perfume either. But once again, just very heavy on that sort of like spicy amber is pretty much what I get in this fragrance. Amber is also often said to have almost like a frankincense quality to it, and when I see that, it also kind of reminds me of the Thankful aromatherapy fragrance. Remember the one that had the gold like body wash to it, and I think it had like frankincense and myrrh as the notes on there. It's not exactly that, but it does give that type of vibe there as well, where it kind of actually does line in again with that sort of like holiday Thanksgiving feel, so it kind of checks out. But overall, it's all right. Once again, total one and done. Nothing I need to purchase again. But it does kind of evoke, I guess, what you might imagine from Bridgerton Study. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about it. Yeah, definitely not like a favorite fragrance by any means, but I'm just happy it's not just like another generic, boring, like obvious cologne fragrance. But I still feel like Black Tea Rose would have made an amazing, like atmospheric, sort of antique study fragrance. Just excellent. But at least it's a new fragrance, so there's that. And that's pretty much it. Let me go into the performance. This is a third day burn. It has the core wicks on it, and it's doing totally fine. I honestly don't even get too much sooting or anything on this either, so we're good to go there. As for the throw, I would put it just at medium. It's actually not like as strong as maybe I would imagine a fragrance like this to be. A lot of like those sort of like woodsy leaning fragrances, and even amber fragrances tend to have quite a bit of a punch to them. But this one's just kind of hovers at medium. I would say like 5 to a 6. Not as light as the Wisteria Garden, but certainly nowhere near as strong as some of their more heavy hitting fragrances. So yeah, medium for sure. Overall, one and done. Not really a fragrance category that I traditionally gravitate towards. So if you're somebody who likes something like more, like straight floral or like heavy cologne or even like your gourmand fragrances, this isn't really in any of those categories. So it's would normally be a pass for me if I wasn't like reviewing candles and also wasn't excited to try out the Bridgerton candles. But it's here and it's doing all right. So that's pretty much it. Thanks for watching, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.